Headlines in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Dancing to the reggae song. Feels good. Feels good.
I'm your backup singer.
Oh yeah, I feel good because it's burning in the night that only I can talk about. Feels good, feels good. Ba-da-da-dong-dong. Oh yes, I think that Varys is coming back soon.
Oh, that's always a good time.
He is. When is he coming? I believe that he's coming I think he's coming in July. I'll find out more information because that is one artist I have never missed in Boston, though. I don't care if Varys comes here 50 times a year. I will be there and spend up my money all 50 times. Varys, the last
guaranteed. You know.
The last time he was at the Chevalier Theater. That's in Medford.
That was last year. Right?
That was in last year. Right before Carnivalian, and that was probably one of the best times that I've seen him here. I mean, his energy was crazy and the energy in the room was crazy. Big tune, big tune, big tune, big tune. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you guys doing on this fine Wednesday day? It is the 21st of June. Oh, speaking of, big shout outs to Javi. Javi brought in his little baby yesterday.
See, I was thinking, I felt it.
You felt it?
I felt it. Something told me.
That is little Miss Journey. She has entered into the world.
Wow, congratulations. See, something, I was at home yesterday and I was like,
little rumpin. That is good. If you guys don't know our videographer, photographer, Javi, who does a lot of our content, posting a lot of our interviews, he has welcomed in his first little person yesterday. And that is fun. Fun time.
That's dope.
I'm eating this little dry bagel right here. I wonder if they take the sugar out of carbs if I would stop being so addicted to the carbohydrates. I love me a carbohydrate. Good morning, everybody. Rockstone Triz Hot Sauce here. Miss Tony will be back tomorrow. She's coming in today, and that is going to be wonderful and great.
Stop posting. I'm tired of Tony posting on.
I think that she's muted right now until she gets back. I don't want to see. I don't need no negativity in my life. God damn it. Quick check-in, Rockstone Triz. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm good. Yesterday's a lot of business, and today, Wednesdays are my days to be in Cambridge town. So I'll be out in Cambridge if y'all want to come holla at me there and, do some dope Cambridgeonian things.
Some Cambridgeing?
Some crazy Cambridgeonian things, I'll be out there. You guys can come check me at Yamba Market, 580 Mass Ave. Come get your 21 plus adult cannabis needs, whole bunch of things.
All the things. You don't need to just buy one thing. You can buy multiple things.
Absolutely.
Or just go sit down there and catch a vibe because it's such a nice place.
Snyder said, Canterbury.
Canterbury. I like it. What are Cambridgeites called?
Cambridgeites.
Cambridged.
I don't think it's
Cambridgians. I don't know. We've got to ask them. I'm going to ask somebody in Cambridge. Let me ask somebody. I know somebody live in Cambridge. I think they call themselves the Bridge. Oh, that's what they call the whole thing. But I don't know. I can't wait till we can talk about this submarine that has lost. Cambridgian.
Oh, what's that?
It's a fancy song. Yeah. So that's what that was your check-in?
Yeah, that was my check-in. Yesterday I was just doing getting a lot of work done. I stayed at home. I ran out of gas when we left the radio station. Sauce and I have to,
figure it out.
These new gas tanks, they got all kind of.
I don't understand why it was so difficult to use. Like, why we just need to be able to get the gas in
and pour it out.
That's it. It don't have to have a contraption. You pull this back, you twist this around, you put it around. Like, come on, man. Back in the day, they didn't have those. They had a little funnel. Tristan tried to use a little funnel yesterday. Yesterday I got a chance to go visit the State House. They had their first multicultural media roundtable, and basically that was just to make sure that small business media has the same resources and information that big business media has, and they got to start leaving us out. It was funny though. We don't have a lot of black media here. We do not. So before, when I thought that maybe there was some other places, it's just not. There's maybe like 4 of us. The Latinx community, however, has all of it.
And they get the funding.
Bro, there's all of it. There was rumba. There was people from Framingham, people from people from Bedford. There was just everybody. Nobody spoke English. It was crazy. It was awesome to see. But that means that us black people got to step our game up pretty hardcore.
No, it's actually very sad when you look at the challenges that we face when it comes like Caribbean Americans compared to Latin Americans, Latinx period. But that's also because the numbers are so strong as well, and they are. Yeah,
their numbers are super strong.
People never really think about how big the Hispanic community is, and you got to think about it. It's going from not just Spain. You got Spain, then you got South America, Central America, and those are a lot of countries. Then you got the Caribbean.
Exactly. So it was like. It was wonderful to see all of the the Asian community was out, the Haitian community was out, but like it was very telling. It was very, very telling. I think that they should do more of those where we all can come together and do more kind of like not necessarily a round table, but just mixers and networking and stuff like that. A lot of our information literally is cross-cultural. Like a lot of the things that they need to know, we need to know. We need to know, they need to know. And if we were able to kind of come together a little bit more, I think the information could flow a little bit more whatever-ish. Because we're so intermingled too in the city. You would have a Puerto Rican, a Cape Verdean, and a Jamaican all next to living each other. They all need to know the same exact information.
Yes.
So that was what I did yesterday, and then it was Taco Tuesday, so we had tacos, and I'm excited today because we have a great show lined up for you guys. We will be talking to Paul and Kat from the BAMS Fest that is going down this week, starting tomorrow all the way to Saturday. So it's not only just a festival, now it's a conference where you can meet and talk and sit in panels and workshops with these fine artists and creatives around the city. And that starts tomorrow. So we'll hear from Kat a little bit later on about what that consists of and how you guys can attend.
Wow.
What?
It's Snyder. Why did you know that people from Cambridge were called Canterburyans?
Canterburyans?
Wow.
I would never think to call them a Canterbury.
It gets shortened to
Cantab.
Cantab.
Cantab. I'm
shortened to Cantab.
Oh, are you a Cantab? Is that how you like a Boston? Are you a Bos? I'm a Bostonian. I'm a Cantab. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I like Canterbury instead.
I like Cambridgeite.
Anyways, people, let's get into this. Saucy and Friends in the Morning starts right now.
The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM. Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
And that would be us. Call us if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns. Or just call us if you want to talk to us because we are live right now. All right, let's get into it. Today is June 21st. June 21st. It's the first day of summer solstice. That means summertime is here. We in there, people. We made it. I don't know what that means for the weather, but let's get into it. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. A high only of 74 degrees.
Not very summer.
Winds in the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's going to be, like a little cloudy, but not too crazy. Let me see what the rest of the week look like because how this going to be the beginning of the damn summer? We're not going to even see summer until about Sunday. So today is high of 74, 71 to 74. Tomorrow's going to be a high of 72. Friday, 77 with a chance of rain. Saturday, 79 with a chance of rain. Sundays will be 83, no chance of rain, but back to rain on Monday at a high of 84 degrees. And then all next week, the whole of next week, it's going to rain all next week. Does that say that on that calendar too?
I don't say
See, no. Well, see, yeah, everything is going to post to rain all next week.
What's
So
going on?
start planting your trees, your bushes, and all kind of stuff.
Start planting your trees.
What do you got to do for your fruits and your vegetables? Go do all of those things that you got to do so it can get a nice wetcher next week, and then it will start to grow the following week. And that is your gardening timeline. Thank you all for joining me. Let's get into the local news and find out what's going on closest to you. And then we will take a break and come back with BAMS Fest. A former social worker. You might want to get this video queued up because it's wild. A former social worker falsely enrolled in 3 separate Boston high schools in this past year.
Falsely enrolled.
She enrolled herself, and she went to high school.
What are you talking?
Hold on. This is just a video, so I gotta find an actual thingy.
I'm gonna go to the video.
Go ahead. Go to the video.
This is wild.
Go to the video.
Good morning, Miss Tony.
Hello, Miss Tony. Are you in America or are you in not America?
All right, here goes the video.
Here goes the clip right here.
A woman accused of posing as a high school student in Boston for months was a former worker for the Department of Children and Families. Police say the woman and a man pretending to be her father duped 3 different schools in the district before one administrator noticed something amiss. WBZ's Paul Burton caught up with the mayor for her reaction.
Very scary.
Parents expressing their concerns about how a woman enrolled as a student at 3 separate Boston public schools this past year.
Definitely very concerning. It's crazy.
Sources tell WBZ the woman is 32 years old. Boston police say the woman allegedly used the student's transfer process and enrolled under multiple names.
This is a quite, it seems, elaborate and unusually intensive case of fraudulent activity.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu says a school staff member discovered the incident last week while looking into a separate situation and then finding some irregularities in the paperwork.
It was immediately elevated and Boston police began an investigation. I'm very thankful at this moment. We do not have any evidence at this moment of any harm or risk to the young people, thank goodness.
School officials say the woman attended Jeremiah Burke High School, Brighton High, and English High School during the past year. They sent emails out to parents and faculty about the situation. Parents picking up their children at Boston English High School were disturbed by the incident.
But as a parent, it should be happening. And maybe the school should be more careful and check the students that are for the schools.
How it happened, I think, is concerning, and how I don't know how long it took to get picked up. So I think lots to the school to think about.
Right now, it's still unclear if the woman participated in classroom activities with other students or how much access she had to the school.
You know, not only is this just a shocking situation to have happen, but it is also an egregious abuse of public resources.
Boston police say the woman has been discharged in order to stay away from Boston public school facilities. The incident remains under investigation. In Jamaica Plain, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
I mean, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand what was my question to a lot of things these days is what was the reason? What was the person and why? Why was it necessary? Like, why'd you do that?
I think she had a little love interest in little people.
In young people?
Young people.
Because why would you pose as a student and go to high school at the age of 32 years old? Is she all right? I don't understand.
This is the second story that we reported on this summer. Just like this.
And I need to kind of know, are they asking them the question like, why did you do it? And then tell us the exact words that came out of their mouth. Why? What was the reason? Por qué? That's all you should be asking them. Why? And then, like, does that say something about the school too? Like, how do you not notice? She wasn't was she posing as a teacher or she was posing as a student?
She's not a student.
So what did she sit down in class and you saw this
That's
big
what they said. They don't
32-year-old
even know.
woman there and
They
you
don't
was
even
like,
know if she participated in any classes yet.
how do not know? You guys don't have a ledger of who's supposed to be there? Oh, but they don't put an age.
In 3 schools? Why?
Yeah. What did you miss from your 32 years? That means when you go to high school, you're about what, 13?
Yeah.
So 20 years later, you decide you want to go back to high school for what? I want people to tell me for what. I always want to know the reason. Nobody ever want to tell me why.
I don't think she know the reason.
Jack Jones is released on bail due to probable cause hearing. So we were talking about Jack Jones yesterday, and Jack Jones is a Patriot player. He's Patriots cornerback.
Jack Jones.
He's been released on bail after attending an arraignment hearing at East Boston District Court on Tuesday. He posted a $33,000 bail and is scheduled for a probable cause hearing on August 18th. Jones, if you remember, was arrested on Friday after ammunition clips and a pair of firearms were allegedly found in his carry-on luggage at Logan Airport. According to the Boston Globe, Jones is facing 2 counts of possession of a concealed weapon in a secure area of an airport, possession of ammunition without a firearm identification card, unlawful possession of a firearm, carrying a loaded firearm, and possession of a large capacity feeding device. Again, I just feel like maybe when he was going to get off the plane, he assumed that he was going to a small war of the sort, so he had to stay strapped. Because not only was the guns in the fire, in the carry-on.
His lawyer. His lawyer, she's the girl. She's the one that did Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez. His death was 10 years.
She's a famous lawyer here.
Yeah, I remember her. I do remember her. Let's go to the clip because I remember that hair.
Yeah, the spiky hair, right? Oh, you know who to get now. You know who to get. All right, here you go.
Hold on.
The facts are in this case. The facts are what they are.
Let's start over.
It's speculation that is getting him in trouble right now. It's a speculation that it was something nefarious and something more than what actually the facts are in this case. The facts are what they are. You have access to the police report. You saw how helpful he was with the police. You saw how respectful he was with the police. That's not a thug. That's not a gang member. And we have to address in this country the institutional racism that comes with every time a black man gets arrested. That's not what this is. All Mr. Jones wants to do is play football. He doesn't want to be a distraction at all. He wants to support his family and play football. That's his goal here. But everyone turned him into this thug and this wannabe gangster with no evidence whatsoever. We're suggesting you do your research before you start writing like that. In this case, we're grateful to the Patriots organization and to the leaders of the Patriots so that they didn't believe and read in and feed into what was happening on social media, where people were saying he was a wannabe thug and he was trying to get the guns past security. Nothing could be further from the truth. That's not what happened in this case. And I suggest we wait to hear all of the evidence before people jump to a conclusion.
So this is so funny between, again, the disparities, not disparities, but the differences between black-owned media, white-owned media. I say that because I never thought in my head that he was posing as a thug or that he was a wannabe thug or that I thought he was just an idiot for forgetting that he had the guns in his bag. I didn't know that they were calling this man a thug and all kind of stuff like that. He was out here trying to be a thug and get onto the plane with that. I think that he just literally forgot that he had them in there, or he was just not that bright. It's just so weird that is the narrative. I never once thought that.
Tony said that she was the lawyer of the guy that was accused of killing a police officer and was freed recently. She was also the lawyer for the rapist that got off the other day.
Oh, so she's legit. She's the one.
Sean Ellis, thank you. Yes, Sean Ellis.
Yes, Sean Ellis. Yep.
Not Aaron Carter. Not what's his name?
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Aaron Carter is
he's dressed in peace,
insane.
sorry. No, Aaron Carter died. He had to overdose.
Bye.
That was the NSYNC brother.
NSYNC. Oh, the
There's
brother.
other guy,
Yes. Yep. I know.
I think it was Backstreet Boys.
Yes, Backstreet. One of them nice new kids on the block. young fellas in a boy band. Yes, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Didn't he do some arm? He did do some arm. He did a couple of he had a very tainted past, Dee, a very tainted past. Let's say that. But again, for me, I never once put in my brain that he was a wannabe thug or he was trying to be a gangster or anything like that.
And we also we read the tweet that he had put out to Ja Morant when Ja was flashing the gun. He was trying to be, a good peer leader and try to tell Ja to lay off the guns and all that stuff. It's just a coincidence he's in the same position.
The same one. Y'all got to make better decisions out here, black folk. They're going to call you a thug regardless. So y'all got to make sure that your thuggery is less. I don't even know because it doesn't matter. They're going to feel what they feel anyways. A proposed relocation of Roxbury School has parents and students worried about transit. Where are they putting it? This young person will graduate before construction is expected to begin at the relocation of the John D. O'Brien School. Yes, we've been talking about that. John D. O'Brien will be vacated, and they will be going to West Roxbury High School campus, but he can't help but think of the impact it would have for his younger classmates. Most of our kids are like people of color in West Roxbury. That's really far from neighborhoods like Roxbury and Dorchester and East Boston. It's going to be a long way to get there. Ethel Ferguson has a son who is a junior at the O'Brien School. Her older son went to West Roxbury High School before it closed. Moving them to another building, I'm sorry, but I think they are making the biggest mistake they can make. I think they're going to lose a lot of students. Right now, it's a 20-minute drive, and when you're going to move all these students to West Roxbury, especially where the MBTA doesn't run well, the school buses don't run well, some of these kids are going to take an hour and a half to get to school.
That's true.
Yeah. As a Belmont kid, as a Metco kid, it's hard for me to feel sympathy. I get it. You're leaving from where you know to go to another school, but it literally took us almost 2 hours to get to school. Y'all can make it. You can do it. You can do it. All the children need is a little encouragement. Wake up a little earlier.
Damn.
You got less time to get yourself in trouble because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You tired. You don't want to talk to nobody yet.
No, this is different. Damn, this is so different.
Why?
We had school buses. Wow.
No.
Y'all.
We did not have school buses. I was on this. I was up and out the house by 5:45 a.m. to get on a bus, to go on a train, to switch trains, to get back on another bus. They'll be all right. This is what's wrong with the kids of this world right now.
But see,
they don't have no trials and tribulations to go through. They got cell phones and all kind of things.
So my thing is with this is that, I really do think that the amount of the attendance is going to drop badly. Like the attendance is going to drop badly. A lot of these kids aren't going to go. They're not, because you got to think about it. They got to go from Roxbury, find a way to get to Forest Hills, and then get on the 34E to get to West Roxbury, which is literally like an hour and a half ride. They're going to be on the bus, like on the train, almost every day for 2 hours. Yeah.
Wait, so I don't. Are they permanently moving?
Yeah. Remember they said at the school they want to shut down the school.
But why? Like, what's wrong? Are they rebuilding
I think
it?
they're gonna repair it and all that.
So it's not permanent. It's just like a little. The proposed relocation aims to provide a state-of-the-art STEM campus for O'Brien students. It would also enable the O'Brien School to grow from around 1,600 students to 2,000 students, adding 400 seats at the STEM-focused exam school. I feel like some parents are going to be like, it's going to take you too long to get home, so go home right after school. So it's going to be like a drastic change. It's going to limit the opportunities of kids around the area, which like usually don't have too many opportunities to begin with.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Idea to move to West Roxbury. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Priscilla Casper.
And I'm Colton Bradford. Among their concerns, student travel times. Now, in some cases, students may spend more than an hour on the MBTA a day. NBC 10's Bianca Beltran joining us live this afternoon with more. Bianca?
And talking to students and parents today, they say in addition to the academics offered at the O'Brien School, they appreciate the opportunities that the current location offers, not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom as well. Tavescale will graduate before construction is expected to begin on the proposed relocation of the John D. O'Brien School to the vacant West Roxbury campus, but he can't help but think of the impact it could have for his younger classmates.
West Roxbury, that's really far from like predominantly colored neighborhoods like Roxbury and Dorchester and East Boston. It's going to be like a long way to get there.
Some parents waiting to pick up their students are also concerned.
Moving them to another building, I'm sorry, but I think they're making the biggest mistake that this school can make.
Ethel Ferguson said her son went to the West Roxbury High School.
I mean, right now it's a 20-minute drive. When you're going to move all these kids to West Roxbury, especially where the MBTA doesn't run well, the school buses don't run well, some of these kids are going to take like an hour and a half to get to school.
Superintendent Mary Skipper said as the school district works on transportation planning, they're looking at providing their own shuttles for students. Raul Danda is an O'Brien parent who's concerned about the reliability of BPS buses.
I think that the expectation that we'd be able to find all the bus drivers we don't have now and add more isn't going to close the gap around making transportation accessible.
The proposed relocation aims to provide a state-of-the-art STEM campus for O'Brien students and would enable the school to grow. But current student Yandel Lopez worries the distance could be a barrier for extracurricular activities.
It's going to limit the opportunities of kids around this area, which usually don't have much opportunities to begin with.
It's not dreads. It's like a
now,
tight
if this proposal is approved by the school committee.
Wow,
definitely had some curls.
Wow, those were some really perfect curls. So what's happening is O'Brien and Madison Park currently share athletic and academic space. The close proximity has limited the STEM offerings of O'Brien and limited vocational tracks in adult education at Madison Park. So what they're trying to do is give each school its own location instead of having them stuck up on top of each other. So expanding Madison's and their vocational technical institution and giving O'Brien its STEM, giving it enough room to be whatever. It technically makes sense. I think change is really uncomfortable. But another thing that they pointed out is moving the school, the predominantly black school, into a predominantly white neighborhood. Yeah. That's another issue as well. So again, I think that'd be all right. But at the same time, I think it is a really, really big change. And I think it's just going to take a little bit of coddling, a little bit of
and some disciplining.
Yeah, supporting, making sure that the buses are running. I just feel like when they're going to be making these moves, they got to think about all the little things around it. Transportation obviously is a really big thing. So and then we do have a shortage of bus drivers and all those things. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard adjustment. But I think after about 5 years, everybody will forget that it was even there. That's what happens. We get all up in arms about things that are
so
almost
West Roxbury.
That's because why are they moving all the way to West Roxbury High School? Oh, I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, we'll dig into that a little bit more. Find out about what happened to them. Keeping it moving. Driver charged with striking a 14-year-old girl in Chelsea appears in court. Ordered held on bail. A man from Watertown is facing a number of charges after investigators say he crashed onto a property in Chelsea and hit a 14-year-old girl in a parking lot over the weekend. Cesarino Borelli, 44, was held on bail on Tuesday after being charged with negligent operation of a motor vehicle, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, causing serious bodily injury, and speeding. Prosecutors said Borelli drove his car at a high rate of speed Sunday night to a point where his vehicle went airborne, crashing into a fence and striking another car before hitting a teen in the parking lot of the Rise recreational marijuana facility of Bircham Street.
Court this afternoon.
What,
7's Kimberly Bookman live for us in Chelsea with the very latest. Kimberly.
Jadian, that driver is facing 15 years in prison, but he says this wasn't his fault. There was a mechanical issue.
Yeah, I'm not guilty. I didn't do any of that.
A defiant driver, 44-year-old Cesarino Borelli, goes before a judge saying he's not responsible for hitting a 14-year-old girl with his car Sunday night.
He has indicated that there was a malfunction with the car. He said that something happened with the front end and it just accelerated and the brakes weren't working. This is truly an accident, Your Honor.
But the prosecutor says Borelli was driving so fast, his car went airborne, crashing through a fence, hitting another car and the teenager.
She had blood all over her. She was unconscious.
The victim's father, who was with his daughter at the time of the crash, telling 7 News the 14-year-old is in the fight of her life.
She's in a coma in the hospital, miss. She's not doing well at all. Her lungs are bruised. Her heart is bruised. She's having a little hard time breathing right now.
It all happened in the Rise Cannabis parking lot in Chelsea. When police arrived, they say they found Borelli laying on his back on the ground and initially thought he was the victim.
He didn't even know he hit somebody, Your Honor. He didn't until he got out of the car, Your Honor, and he went into somewhat of a state of shock himself.
And court paperwork reveals that Mass State Police came out to the scene to do reconstruction and asked all of the Chelsea police officers to shut off their body cameras. Whether that will be used for the defense is unclear. Right now, the suspect is being held on $5,000 cash bail. Reporting live from Chelsea, Kimberly Bookman, 7 News.
I don't get that part.
Right.
What? Shut off the body camera for what?
That sounded like, I don't know.
That sounds very weird. Interesting. We'll dig more into that. Did you find anything on what happened to West Roxbury?
Mm-mm.
All right. So when we come back from a break, we'll be sitting down to talk with Kat Morris from BAMS Fest and Paul, who will be telling us all about this year's festivities. We are amped up and we are ready to get into it. We're gonna go. We'll be right back. Spark FM online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Unites Production invites you to their annual International Togetherness Boat Ride. Tell me about working the morning, unless we're talking hard work. Wine and jam on Saturday, July 15th. Boarding time is at 7 p.m. Departure time is at 8 p.m. sharp. It's all taking place at 70 Rosewater. That's the Seaport District in Boston. Aboard the MV Freedom. Tickets are only $60 in advance and $70 the day of the event. Your DJs on board: Mastermind, Vital Rhythm, Sergio, Alfredito, Idrin, HMP out of New York City. Special performances by a group from Honduras. Turbo Rhythm section of the Trinidad. Dinner's gonna be included. It's a 21 plus event and proper ID is required. Come dressed to impress in your mellow yellow attire. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. For more information, contact 617-719-3972 or 617-980-4729. Unites Productions invites you to their annual International Togetherness Boat Ride. Look at how it are.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Boston New Works Festival, taking place June 22nd to the 25th at the Calderwood Pavilion and the Boston Center for the Arts. The Boston New Works Festival is a weekend-long festival celebrating new original plays by local playwrights. 7 original plays, 5 different stages, 1 wild weekend. Tickets are $25 per show. Pay what you wish. Tickets are available at the box office. Get your tickets now at moonbox.org.
Attention, gentlemen. Are you looking for a suit that will make you look sharp and feel confident? Look no further than Allen's Formal Wear, a Boston legacy business. Our expert staff will help you find the perfect suit for any occasion. With a wide selection of colors, styles, and sizes, we have something for everyone. And the best part, our affordable prices won't break the bank. So why settle for a mediocre suit when you can stand out in Allen's Formal Wear? Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or allensformalwear.com to book an appointment. Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or Allens, ALLANS, formalwear.com to book an appointment. Allens Formal Wear. We are dressing you for success.
The all-new Spark FM.
Them not like me, I mean not like them.
Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Yo, sugar man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
And we are back, Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. And today we sit down with Kat Morris and Paul from Bams Fest Connex. Bams Connex. Say it for me, Kat. How are we reading it?
Bams Connects. We just, we're all. Yes.
Bams Connect. That's dope. I like it. Because I was like, Bams Connex. Yeah. Bams Connect. And I said it.
Connect.
Bams Connex. Oh.
It's okay.
That is good. That is good right there. Good things. So let's start off with the very basics. People at this point, you guys should know what BAMS Fest at least stands for. Boston Art and Music Soul Festival. And this is your, what year?
Well, if we're counting COVID, this is our 5th year.
5th year.
Yeah.
This is our 5th year.
Can you believe it?
That's been, and it took you how long to get BAMS Fest running?
10 years.
Did you ever think that you would see 5 years at that point when you were still
No,
struggling?
I don't think I was gonna see 5 years, but I mean, this is the People's Festival now. It's not a singular vision. It's definitely all about putting our city on. I'm done talking. We got to talk and walk at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And this year we're growing to 18,000 people.
Well, first of all, I knew that BAMS Fest was something different a long time ago, but I was recently going through Logan and I said, is that Cat and BAMS Fest on the Logan wall? Okay. I said, this is a festival. And this was the other day. And I was like, big shout outs to you. And I'm pretty sure you are filled with flowers. So I'm going to give them to you again at the end of this. But tell us about BAMS Connects this year.
I'm actually going to kick it to Paul.
Come on, Paul.
Let's do it.
Because Paul was in here schooling us earlier. And Paul, introduce yourself too.
Hey world. My name is Paul Willis. I'm the managing director of BAMS Fest.
You're also an...
I'm also an artist.
Uh-huh.
I was on the stage last year.
You was.
Yeah.
And you did great. You won.
Yeah, it was incredible. I won the Versus or Vibes competition last year and had a chance to perform in front of so many folks, but my mom was there, and that was the first time she ever saw me perform with like a live band.
That's dope.
Yeah, I was choking up, getting emotional on stage. So it was a really special moment for me for a number of reasons, because I remember BAMS Fest's second tweet ever. And so to go from that and being 3,000 miles away to like being involved with the organization and now helping to lead the organization is a really incredible, like, full circle moment.
And why was that important to you?
Because as an artist, I value hip hop, education, social justice, and building community.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the bar club scene is not really my thing. It's community spaces, schools, juvenile halls, et cetera. And so to have a space that really amplified and cared deeply about Black culture and uplifting artists who, it was more than just music. It was message. It was community building. It was all of these other things that, sometimes we can get boxed in as artists to just be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of our creatives are multi-hyphenates. And so we're creating space for that to be expressed throughout the conference.
I think that's just a dope concept and a dope mission in general. BAMS Fest has gone from a one-day huge super festival to now a 3-day event.
Yes.
Tell us about the expansion of BAMS Fest.
Yeah, absolutely. So it starts with the conference because, again, that's the place where creatives here in the city And by creatives, we don't just mean like visual artists, musicians, and dancers. We also mean people in food, in fashion, film, education, technology, policy making. There are creatives in all of those spaces. So the BAMS Connect means that that's the space in the place where people come for connection, for inspiration, for information.
Yeah.
And we get to elevate some of our local folks with regional and national voices. And so you get to see folks like Jasmine Red out of Brockton,
Yeah.
right? On the same panel with the senior talent manager from United Masters, right? And the director of A&R from Atlantic Records, and Dr. View out of Tulsa, who just released an album with 50 hip hop artists, out of Tulsa, about the legacy of Black Wall Street and how it's connected with their stories today. And so you see these really cool intersections happen with a number of these different panels. We've got Joelle from I Am Creole.
And that's the Queen.
The Queendom panel, which is incredible. We have Deanna Williams, who is a legend in the music industry
and radio.
I remember speaking to her once when I first launched Spark FM. One of my friends had put me in touch with a dynamic woman.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Co-founder of Black Music History Month. Helped to open the Black Music History Museum in Nashville, right? On a panel with Maimona Youssef, one of our headliners.
Yes.
Right. And so it's a really cool opportunity for folks to not only receive their flowers there in that moment, but to share and share their stories, not just in music, but also in building movements throughout the country. And so there are really special opportunities for those kinds of conversations.
Yeah.
And we know that Boston is a small city. And so we see each other at open mics
all the
and
time,
at shows and all of that kind of stuff. And I think sometimes we take it for granted just how special folks, how they are, how special they are, and how special their talent is. But when you see them in this kind of light, we hope that this is the start of a conference that will grow and provide even more opportunities for folks to get involved.
And we're seeing it grow. So it starts tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow, and that starts at, the first session is, I believe, at Boylston Street.
Yeah, at the Berkeley Performance Center.
Okay, at the Berkeley Performance Center. Yes, there it is at 9 a.m.
Yeah, be
in
there
the morning.
early.
Be there early.
On time.
They have sessions at 9, 9:30, 10:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30 p.m., and then at 2:30, with the keynote being Getting to the Mic, Building Your Brand Identity Through Strategy, Collaboration, Intention. I'm looking at the names of these things, and you guys are very intentional about making sure that artists received resources that they needed. Then you go on to Friday, and what goes down on Friday?
Oh, let me break this down for
Okay.
the public. Okay.
Break it.
So we're 3 days, but technically there's 7 events happening.
Okay.
Yeah, no, right, breathe. That's okay. So we got our beautiful conference that literally starts at 8:30 in the morning. So that means registration, first session's at 9 and concludes at 4:30. Now, following that, we have our partnership with Arts Emerson and Trillium Brewery at Uncommon Stage at Boylston and Tremont.
That's tomorrow too?
That's tomorrow too, from 6 to 9.
Be there.
Be there. We're going to have fun. We're going to turn up. And then following that, we have our kickoff party at La Fabrica.
Okay. I love La Fabrica.
That's from 8:30 to 12:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So we're going to have fun. We're going to turn up. Big shout out to all of our sponsors and partners for that. And then
What did you say now? That's brunch, like a brunch?
No.
That's our opening night kickoff
Party.
party.
What time is it?
That's from 8:30 p.m.
PM. Oh, okay.
Yes,
Excuse
to
me.
12:30 in the
I thought
morning.
It was AM. Sorry. Okay.
We got DJ Troy Frost and Super Smash Bros opening that up. That'll be tomorrow
At La Fabrica.
At La Fabrica.
Okay.
And then, lovely, on Friday, June 23rd, we have our first ever women's brunch, Rock Her Crown.
There. Oh, it might be too early.
That's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that will be at Comfort Kitchen.
Ooh, yes, that's where I saw that.
Yes.
There.
So it is extremely important. This brunch is really to honor Black and Latina women who, with their courage and their hustle and their grind, pushing culture, entrepreneurship, and social impact forward.
I love to see it.
So we have 5 amazing honorees. We're actually honoring Mumu Fresh, Maimona Youssef, our
I
headliner.
love her. When I saw her on the lineup, because she was on, she was the judge, one of the judges last year. I have been following her for a long time. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
She's an amazing human being. I've worked with her the last couple of years, and so I just want to keep bringing her to Boston. But we're going to be honoring her, Portia Oliwala, who's the Boston Poet Laureate.
Another amazing person. Just amazing person.
Super.
Yeah.
And then we got Valerie Stevens, unapologetic Roxbury native, of course. We're honoring her as well as Dr. Vanessa Calderon Rosado. And then wrapping up, we have Helena Ajake, who is the amazing executive director, VP. Yes. Out of the tourism office.
Mm-hmm. She's a beast.
She is a beast.
Yes, she is. She's outside.
So that's happening. That's ticketed. Definitely go to our website, bandsfest.org.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, we'll be at Franklin Park. And we'll be
a little pre-festival.
So we'll have our Friday night concert, and that will feature Tim Hall, Nate Nix, Zaya Bell, and Mumu Fresh in that order.
Yeah. Okay, good. I got to make sure
that's from 5 to 9.
and there's a couple of beer and wine gardens that'll be open that night, and some food trucks, and so it's like
so we getting turned up.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure you have some grapes, some hops, you chill. It's a vibe. We have a lot of different interactions happening. So that's Friday night. And then for Saturday, which is crazy.
Yes, because I think I'm on the Saturday schedule right now, and you guys got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So what time is Saturday from?
Noon to 9 p.m.
Ooh, child, we outside.
We actually outside.
Outside all day.
But what's really important, the public has to understand, is that this is festival culture.
Mm-hmm. Outside all day.
If you go to Coachella, if you go to all those other festivals, you out there for a while.
Yeah.
Right. People bring backpacks and everything. So
that's what we did last time. We bought a little cooler. We sat under the tent. What we did misjudge was how much merch we had to bring outside, because literally it's like an hour and a half in, we were like, I'm sorry. And it was like, we got 7 hours. Sorry. Just come over here and hang out with us. So that's big.
It is huge. It is huge. We need to really appreciate and immerse ourselves in festival culture. It is an all-day activity. There are some festivals that go 2-3 weeks.
Yep.
Right. We are outside for 3 days, essentially. So from noon to 9, we have 11 acts happening.
11 acts.
Yes.
Okay.
On Saturday. But we have our food trucks, courtesy of our whole food market we have going on, courtesy of Everybody Got to Eat.
Everybody Got to Eat. That's our buddy.
Love them so much. We also partnered with Black Owned Boston. They're curating our vendor village, 50 Black businesses and nonprofit organizations. So please show your support. We brought back our visual art component called Rep Your City. We have 9 visual artists. Basically asked to do some live art and complete that piece throughout the duration of the festival.
How many of the 5 did I read somewhere?
What?
Did you have 5 visual artists?
9
visual artists.
Of course, the pro Black.
And they're doing it like live in front of us, starting with an empty canvas and then move.
Exactly
amazing.
It.
Yep.
Right. We brought back our dance zone called Beat Feet Dance, courtesy of the Racine's Black Dance Festival. So we have 4 amazing dance lessons that you can take. We have West African, we have Afro beats, we have Boomba, we got hip hop, super exciting. We got a freestyle battle that'll happen towards the end. That's from noon to
winning
6.
that. Sorry, go ahead.
And then what's
a Tri-Call Funk is providing the tunes.
Oh, good. Yes, those are my guys.
They were amazing. And then we have a dedicated kids zone called Kids Play. We have over 8 partners for that, including Kadogo, We the People, Boston Children's Museum. We have the Red Sox, New England Revolution soccer team, Boston Center for Youth and Families, Kaleidoscope Face Painters, it is packed.
It is like, I mean, when people think 12 to 9, it's a long day, but there's so many things happening within that day that you can get involved with. You feel like at every hour you're at a different event. So that's really, really dope. And then, like you said, you have grapes and hops garden.
Yeah. So I just want to emphasize, it takes a lot to do a beer and wine garden as for those that plan events. But it's really important to that. So we need to emphasize that Black people drink and that it's not that they're not a monolith, right?
Yes.
So the wine industry has tons of amazing Black people who are making wine. And so to break down the stereotypes that we don't sit, we do. So it's important that there's representation there constantly. And same thing in the brewery world. There's a lot of Black owned local brewers here that are doing amazing things. We want to make sure we're elevating that here.
We have one right here in the backyard.
Right.
Roundhead.
And they'll be there. They'll be there this year.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
We just met them about a month ago. Great people. Minority. Do we say minority? I don't know.
Melanated
owned. Some really great people. So that's a lot happening. I'm really excited. It's one of the events that
there's more. There's a couple more.
Tell
actually.
us more.
Yeah, so we have the Soul City sneaker activation.
Oh, we got a sneaker activation.
Yeah, I don't know if people realize that the entire shoe industry is like here in Boston.
Yeah,
you know,
I've been feeling that way for a little bit. So
Converse is here.
Nike,
and then they're owned by Nike,
New Balance,
Reebok,
Converse
Puma.
is from here, son.
Yeah. All of these companies and a bunch more are here, and so a lot of the local boutiques have said yes. So we have Jamil from Laced who's sitting on one of our panels.
Big shout outs to Jamil. He is. I'm glad that you guys have him on a panel. I feel like he should be on a lot more panels. That man has like 14 stores.
Yeah,
across the world.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
And so La Tienda is coming out and curating some of the local designers to come and showcase their work. So we've got a local designer like Doughboy Nathan, who's coming out. He just released a 617 line. Hats and hoodies and shirts and all of that really tell the story of like the Boston that doesn't get told. And so
Converse,
they'll be out there.
Converse had somebody I wanted to talk to too that had a 617 shoe. Did you know who I'm talking about?
If it's not Nate, then
it's not Nate.
He had a Blue Hole Ave design.
His name is
I saw that.
He used to work with me over at the old Hot 97 when we had it. He's a young boy. He's there.
Yeah. Converse has some really dope people. We've started a lot of really amazing conversations. We have another activation that is with the Art of Mass Gatherings and the Office of Emergency Management here for the city of Boston.
And what's that?
The Art of Mass Gatherings, they're a national nonprofit that looks at festivals and large-scale events as opportunities for climate resilience, learning, and connection. And so, when you think about climate change and, environmental disaster relief strategies, people who build festivals and large-scale events are the same folks who have the ability and the knowledge
to organize
temporary cities. And so they'll be using BAMSFest as a living classroom. They have their own track at our conference, which is like already booked out. But at the festival, people can come and sit on sessions, learn from some of the leaders, both locally and nationally, and just get a chance to think about sustainability, accessibility, safety, community engagement, which are their 4 pillars. And so,
one of the questions that I asked you guys before we even went live is, how are you doing it? I'll pose this to Kat first, and then you can assist. How are you? Again, we went from a 1-day festival to now a 3-day packed experience. When do you sit down? When do you sleep? What do you do?
I don't. I'm a visionary. I'm a keep envisioning. It's important. It's important to hold our city accountable. We keep talking about we want to be this. Well, here's the opportunity, right? We have to walk our talk. I was just in an interview the other day, and it's like, well, what you're at Franklin Park. What more do you want to do? I'm like, there's 300 acres we haven't occupied yet. So I want 300 acres.
I hear that.
Right. So Dance Festival becomes, a double weekend, walkable, and you get to see all the different types of art, whether it's from cabaret to black theater to puppetry to black circus arts. Like, you should be able to see the variety and vastness of Black imagination at Franklin Park. So we're going to scale.
A more personal question to you too is, this takes a lot of resources. This takes a lot of not only your time, you're also a mom.
Yes.
How do you, and I'm not going to ask you how do you balance it all, because it's impossible to balance that.
It's impossible.
But how do you keep yourself sane? I know you have a bigger team now, but like, how do you keep yourself moving and visualizing? It takes a lot of money too. It takes a lot of money. So you're taking calculated risks that are still risks and or investments, however you look at them. And that's a personal question, because I feel like I'm in the same path and I've been trying to figure out, like, should I not? So how do you make the leap and say, you know what, I'm gonna do it?
I think, like any entrepreneur, you have to know your calculated risk. You got to know the worth of your brand and what you built. And it's taken me 10 years. That means 10, of those 10 years, I've built every relationship one-on-one.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And proof of concept has always been there. So it's not like I haven't been doing this work. I've been doing this work. So for me, it's, I raised my son in the arts. He was helping me yesterday unload 7 pallets of boxes. Like,
come on, boy.
he understands.
How old is he now?
He's 5.
5.
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, he was born the year of the festival.
Yes.
But he understands, even at 5, what mommy does. He may not understand completely, like, the time that it takes, but he's got his like own drop for the festival. Like he was recording, right? So people get to hear his voice, which I'm so proud of. But for me, I was decided to raise my son in the arts regardless, so that it wouldn't feel isolating. But it is a lot of time. Don't get me wrong. I'm up at 7 and I go to bed at 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen.
Working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Right. But it's important to me that this work is selfless. In some cases, it's thankless. But my goal is that, for me personally, that the work that I'm doing, I want my son to benefit from.
Yeah.
So while I'm alive,
I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Right. I want to keep my head down and do the work, and surround myself with great people who are also willing to go there with me.
Yeah.
I know Paul asks me all the time, like, "Yo, Kat, I don't know how you been doing this." I'm like, here's the thing. When you see the vision, you do everything.
You can't stop until it's there.
It is a gift and a curse, right? And so over the years, what I've learned through this festival is you got to build the team, right? We basically have about 10 partners this year versus 2 last year.
Wow.
So basically I'm managing almost 50 people.
Yes.
And
managing people is, people don't like, in entrepreneurship, people don't even tell you, like, one of the hardest part is the management of people and personalities.
Yes.
Ooh, child.
Yes. You definitely gotta balance that.
And you gotta know them all.
You do. And figure out, even when there's complications, reminding people of the 30,000 foot vision.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, all the stuff we're doing, all the bickering, all the whatever, like, that's water underneath the bridge. We got people that base their whole summer around Bands Festival, which is crazy. I never thought that'd be a concept.
I'd be like, that's BAM's festival weekend. Can't do it.
and what's super crazy is, like, I never thought I'd hear those words, but there are literally people like, I'm going to Bands Festival this whole weekend. Like, I literally took my vacation time and I'm going to be here. And that's so beautiful to see. And the word is spreading. We're on billboards. We are in community.
In the train station.
We're in the train station. We got people coming from out of state just to see Black Boston.
Yeah.
So there's
work. You mean Black people do live in Boston?
Yeah.
Wow.
We've been literally
nice
looking
surprise.
Right. We've been looking at all of our RSVPs, all our registrations. We got a lot of people coming to town
for BAM's Fest
to see us. Right. So it's not just our community being out here. It's also people coming here to see what Boston has to offer.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And to make a decision if they're going to come back every summer and spend their money in our communities,
or if they're gonna move here.
If they're gonna move here, right?
So it's so a lot of people also don't understand that these festivals are sometimes what brings people here.
Absolutely.
So working with the tourism department, working with the city of Boston, it's not even just for you, it's for the entire city. People come here and see such an organized, fun event that they're like, oh, y'all got festivals too. Okay, I'm here.
And you know what has happened since the first festival? There's more festivals happening.
Yes, absolutely. There are.
Right?
Yes, there are.
They may not necessarily be to the scale that we're doing it, but it has been beautiful to see more and more festivals happening, produced by people of color, produced by Black people.
And I also think that comes out of a place where we see that we see other festivals being put on, and we don't see too many people like ourselves being represented. So I thank you guys definitely for doing this.
Oh yeah, I mean we have a moment right now, particularly this festival, to say to the rest of the world that we're here. We are a creative hub, and here is a 3 or 4 days where there's several events where you can showcase what you're doing and network. It is so important that relationships happen this year, because there's so many people,
absolutely,
right, in different industries coming to all 3 of our events, and the variety of the arts that can show up, the variety of creative businesses that can show up. This is the year to really hone in on meeting new people.
Yes. Network, and more. There's not even a way that you can't network at BAMS Fest, I feel, because you run into so many people that you haven't seen for a while. It's almost like a little family reunion too, because everybody's coming to BAMS Fest. Even if they didn't hear about it, you send out one picture and they're like, oh, where's that? Where's that? I'm coming. Next thing you know, all your friends and families out there.
I'm wearing a poo shicey because too many people be walking up on you every man. I'm like, oh no, I gotta get away from it.
Save one of those for Kat.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh man.
Shit, who is this? I ain't seen you in years.
I know.
But I think that's what the magic of BAMS Fest is, and I think that's why people really look forward to it. Even before we kind of really got involved with BAMS Fest, like just being out there. I remember going out there in the rain one day, just walking around in the rain. It was drizzling, and people were still outside just wanting to fellowship and be in community with each other and just kind of hang out under umbrellas, sitting down still. So it's important that you guys. Boston don't got nothing going on. We don't got nothing fun. There's so many things happening, and BAMS Fest, if you didn't know, kicks it off. Like it's literally like the second day of summer that we start tomorrow. So it's the summer kickoff where everybody gathers to meet up and then figure out what they're gonna do for the rest of the summer. So it's a meeting, it's a gathering ground.
And you guys are I want to let everybody know this. I want to put this in everybody's in the atmosphere. I want to thank you guys also for contributing to the new Black Renaissance.
Thank you.
Tristan's been on this fix, right?
It's here.
His vision is that it's here. The Black Renaissance is here.
We need to get everybody on the same page. We need to work together. We need to build this thing up together and get everybody else involved.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, it's happening, and it's here.
It's here.
It hasn't. Like, I love that name, and I hope that
the revival of the new Black Renaissance.
Yeah, I hope that we come together to figure out how we actually brand this, to not just the rest of the country, but you think about the rest of the world.
Yes.
We have folks from California, Austin, Tulsa, Miami, DC, Philly, but we had artists apply from like Madagascar and Tanzania.
Madagascar and Tanzania.
That might be international next year.
Really?
Yeah. And so there are artists from all over the world who are hearing about BAMS Fest and are interested in its success. And so that's a really special thing. But when you think about these last 2 weeks in June, right? You've got Embrace. You've got Roxbury International Film Festival. You've got BAMS Fest, Boston Urban Pride, and we haven't even touched the fact that the NAACP is coming in July.
The convention is coming in July.
Boston Wild Black just held a conference, about to do the family reunion in July, right?
Boston Jerk Fest.
Jerk Fest in Cambridge.
And
Spark the Block.
Right, Spark the
Block. So when you think about that Black Renaissance, it's really about how do we message that and speak with a collective voice nationally and internationally, right? Absolutely. How do we reach Black metropolitans all over the United States and Black countries all over the world? If you connect through the diaspora, you probably are going to see yourself here in Boston. there's 186 languages here, but when you think about our Black community, it's not just like Black Americans, it's like Black people from all over the world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so, we get to be a hub for that ecosystem, which is special.
Yeah.
And something we don't take for granted, but yeah, we're still trying to figure that out. How do we
That's
speak
why Spark
collectively
FM's
nationally?
here. We helping, we gonna contribute, man.
That is it.
Can dig
That is
Whatever
it.
y'all need, we are here. I love this. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm excited about you guys. I fangirl over Cat all the time. All the time. Because it's important that we see people that have passion for community and passion for the arts and passion for music.
Right.
And that Boston is all of those things. We just kind of have to push through more. And I think that this literally is what is pushing us outside a lot.
Yeah.
It's not only accumulation of artists, musicians, every type of art, literally every type of arts, from dancing to painting to music to cooking, visual arts. It's everything. It's media. It is connections, networks. It's so many things.
And on top of that, it's like not just people, but like Black women specifically.
Yeah.
Right. Like Black women in
Black
Boston
women are lit.
like leading in some really special and unique ways, and like Kat's one of those leaders. So it's easy to fangirl, over Kat. But I think that it's really representative, something that's really unique and special about Boston that's happening right now is that because it's Black women who are helping to lead the charge, you see these inclusive events, these really large visions, and the ability to execute that stuff. And so got to give flowers where they're due.
And before we even wrap up, we got to get to this lineup.
Yeah.
Because y'all ain't about to leave in without telling us about this crazy lineup. And we'll kind of start from the bottom up, just so that we can build some anticipation. No, we actually start from the top and then go to the bottom. Big shout outs to DJ Slick Vic and DJ Bobby Bangers, two of my favorite DJs in the city. Slick Vic being part of Spark FM Online. You guys can catch her every Sunday from 1 to 3 on the Tap In. She will be DJ Bobby Bangers will be the official festival line DJs. And I am that is a tough lineup right there. That's crazy.
We gotta outdo ourselves every year.
You sure do. And then we have our artists.
Yeah.
You guys want to get into the artists, but I got the names. I don't know if you remember all of them, but go ahead.
Friday is easier to memorize than Saturday.
There are so many and so many genres.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's really represented, and so that's really cool.
We got Tory.
Oh man.
Notebook P. Darion. Drayon. I met him before. He's great.
Yeah.
Key.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Key.
She's
super excited.
Energy.
Yes.
Cake
Special.
Swag.
Yep.
Clinton Tesla. Alexis Lee. International shows. We put a little gospel in there. See, we get a little Jesus.
Right.
HG Drumline and HG Youth Choir. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Super excited. So I just gotta give them a shout out
Go
because
ahead.
I have always dreamed of bringing a marching band to Bands Festival.
It's so Black.
Right.
Yeah.
We're totally going to do that. And so I found out that the Hamilton Garrett School has an amazing youth drumline and youth choir.
Wow.
And I'm like, y'all have got to be at the festival this year. So they about to tear it up. I'm super excited for them to be at this festival. They'll be the youngest performers, but they're gonna bring the most energy.
I'm excited about that. And then we have Mary Orgy.
Yeah.
Orgy?
Yeah. And the Visionaries Collective, like they are an incredible jazz fusion, poetry.
Oh yeah.
Just like super Black, just graduated from Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another really special thing. But like all forms of Black music's represented. Even, Clinton Tesla is a reggaeton and dembo artist, and that's the first time I think that we've had that on our lineup,
first time,
as well. So I definitely want to shout out, to all of our Latinos out there. We got an artist who represents that community, and we're looking forward to having more in the future.
Multicultural.
Yeah.
And then the headliners for Saturday are Kevin Ross, Terry Lynn Carrington, and Grandmaster Flash.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all just pulling things. Y'all just
it
dipping in your
to be
bag.
The 50th, anniversary, the 50th
okay.
year of hip hop. I mean, you can't go wrong with one of the originals, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and also, which I learned is that Grandmaster Flash is Beiju. Did we know?
Did
this?
I know that?
Like I didn't realize that.
I think I might have looked that up just recently.
Was it
Bayesian? He might be, because I know that. I don't know, but I'm gonna check into that. If not, if so, then we have to talk to Grandma's Flash. And then for our Saturday lineup, we have Tim Hall, amazing.
Nate,
the Friday night lineup.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nate Nix, Mama Fresh, and Zaya Bell.
Yeah.
So
Zaya Bell might be the name on that list that the most folks from Boston may be unfamiliar with. But
I looked her up. She's lit.
I first met her in Sacramento,
Mm-hmm.
and she moved from Sac to the Bay to LA, and has worked with all of your favorite West Coast artists.
Lovely.
From like Too Short, Mr. Fab, E40, Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
You know, Battle Cat, who produces for Dre, and a whole bunch of other folks. She even sang in Kanye's Sunday Service Choir.
Oh,
you know, and so she's an incredible vocalist who's on the rise, and we're excited to have her here.
I'm excited just to see this lineup. People, if you don't know already, just go to bamsfest.org. That's BAMSFEST.org. And you guys click on the different tabs at the top. You'll be blown away. We gave you a little snippet of it, but go do y'all research. Go line up your festival weekend. Figure out where you going, put it in your calendar. And then Saturday, we will meet you guys outside in Franklin Park. We're going to have a good time. Placestead Field. We're going to have a great time.
Get there early.
Please. Bring your blankets, your lawn chairs.
No tents.
No tents. Don't bring your tents.
But we also have the most tents
that
Bams Fest has ever had.
Because it's a vendor mall.
There's so much going on. And I must say there's also just a ton of giveaways. Like there's something, buy something, support local businesses, but there's also tons of giveaways for people to have. So if you're thirsty,
lead with giveaways.
Can we actually do some giveaways right now?
Of course.
You know what I mean? We've got our conference tomorrow at Berkeley College of Music. And so we'd love to offer Spark FM listeners 10 tickets to come out to our conference.
Right.
Y'all hear that?
On us. So if you're listening, or if you catch this recording, definitely just, holler at the station, and we'll get your names and we'll have your tickets right at the door.
If you look, I want. If you guys want, we'll do two right now, and then we'll spread them out throughout the rest of this. Today, again, tomorrow morning when the festival actually starts, and then throughout the day today. So if you want tickets, we got 2 tickets to give away right now, 617-272-3387. You have to call. Don't be lazy in the comment section. It's not fair to the people that's listening on the radio. 617-272-3387. In the meantime, any last words that you guys want us to know?
I just want to emphasize that, as you alluded to earlier, it takes a lot of resources and also takes people, right?
Yes.
And so it's important.
It takes a village.
And so to keep this thing going, to keep this thing being a legendary festival, it requires support. So it's important to donate, to invest, to be a board member, volunteer. You can totally go to our website. I'm always going to push bandsfest.org/donate. It's really important to invest in this organization, or else the future of Bands Festival doesn't exist. So all the
that's
support.
BAMSfest.org/donate. It's very easy. We're gonna put the link in the comments section so you can't say you didn't know. And donate. Any little bit helps.
Yes.
There's a lot going on, so you don't know who and how you're helping. Just know that you are, and you can donate anything that you like. There's mad ways for you to donate. Golly, you are donating.
There were close to 1,000 artists who applied for Bams Fest, for a total of, and this is just to be on the stage, right? And so you'd have an easier time getting into Harvard, Yale, MIT, Columbia, Princeton, than touching the Bams Fest stage. And what that tells us is that there is a huge demand that needs to be met. This need that artists have for space, for time, for opportunity to share their gifts and talents is a really important thing. So when you're investing in Bands Fest, you're investing in Black art and culture for our community right here in Boston.
And globally now.
I'm sorry, guys. Phone's not working. We'll fix this in a couple of seconds. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. But before we do that, Kat, per usual, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for building a great team. Paul, thank you supporting her, because we do know that support goes a lot of way. When you feeling alone and you have somebody in your corner, just kind of being there, it makes a lot of difference. And you as an artist, I know it's important for you to see this get bigger. You get bigger, your brand gets bigger. But Kat, again, we are really, really excited for BAMS Fest. Thank you for always including Spark FM in there. We'll see you guys all week long. And as soon as we fix this, we'll let y'all win those tickets. My bad. And then we'll go from there. Quick commercial break. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. BAMS Fest starting tomorrow all the way till Saturday. And we got tickets for you guys. 617. Don't call right now. I'll tell you the number again in a minute. Bye. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is
SparkFMOnline.com.
The 5th annual Boston Art and Music Soul Festival returns to Franklin Park Playstead Field on June 23rd and 24th. This year's headliner, Grandmaster Flash, will be hitting the stage to honor the 50th year of hip-hop. There will be food, vendors, arts and crafts, and plenty of giveaways. Festival tickets and passes are available. Please visit bamsfest.org and make sure you get there early.
Mattapan Square Main Streets invites you out to celebrate the arts and culture of Mattapan at the 2023 Stroll of the District on Sunday, June 25th from 12 to 4 p.m. Come out and support the local businesses, learn about the resources in the community, create art, and celebrate the district. Live music by Chico Mania and Classic. Hosted by Miss Hot Sauce, alongside the People's DJ, DJ Mott. You don't want to miss this.
Saturday, June 24th, It's Casino Production presents the 3rd annual We Outside Underwater, the Luau edition. Music is going to be provided by Clarity House Crew, DJ Matic, Ghetto Hype, Song International. We're going to be traveling on the MV Freedom, 60 Rose Wharf, Boston. Boarding time for that night is going to be 4 p.m. Departure time, 4:30. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you now, that is a 21+ event. For ticket, check out Flames Restaurant and Eventbrite.com. That is Saturday, June 24th. We Outside Underwater, the Luau edition.
Because we outside.
Brought to you by Sino Productions.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Boston New Works Festival, taking place June 22nd to the 25th at the Calderwood Pavilion and the Boston Center for the Arts. The Boston New Works Festival is a weekend-long festival celebrating new original plays by local playwrights. 7 original plays, 5 different stages, 1 wild weekend. Tickets are $25 per show. Pay what you wish tickets are available at the box office. Get your tickets now at moonbox.org.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, homeownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. a goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read, it is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
The all-new Spark FM.
You're the baddest one.
Spark FM. You are now listening to Spark FM. Spark FM.
You're going too easy to switch up. That's what it is if you kill up. Goose, I get you with the 17 up.
Spark FM.
Oh, yes, you kindly. Miss Jolie, know your mango sweet. So, Jolie, know your mango.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Gotta be hoping no loving me. Shorty said she won't offer me. Tell her think twice before loving me. Yeah, look, lifestyle getting hella fast. Fat, she hella bad. So many curves that could even crash. Yeah, I don't wanna choose, I feel helpless. I just want them all, I can't help it. I don't wanna share, I'm too selfish. Wait, keep this between me and you. She always tell me we finna go through, but I just fall through and I fuck her too. She don't like lies, she want the truth, so I keep it 100 like off the rules. Told her she ain't the only one getting screwed. Now she wanna know who I'm fucking too. Now she wanna know, so I really let her. I like when she jealous and make her wetter. She know I don't need her, so it's whatever. But she know I know that bitch look better. Gotta dip in and out when I'm on the road. Can't say the cuddle, I gotta go. Can't say I love you, I really don't. Gotta stick to the hustle, it's all I know. I ain't gon' trip, slip, fall, cause I ain't that type of dude. I'm way too busy to fight with you. I ain't gotta lie about liking you. Yeah. Whoa, Yeah. I hear what they telling you, but it ain't applying to me. I don't be lying to you, so don't you be lying to me. You know I'm down for you, as long as you ride with me. I just want loyalty. That shit you can't buy with money. I buy you different things. I don't get too involved. I just want shorty I'm still attracted to once I make a ball. You know I'm fast, baby. I don't like to wait at all. Please let me break it down. Then I'ma break it off. Yeah, I can take it there. Then you can take it off. Then I'ma take my time. And then you can take it off. Off good, so good. She can't even wait to take it off. I slid that shit to the side. Told her I ain't wanna break her heart. Now she here with a broken heart. Tryna heal, but I know it's hard. Always claiming that I ain't this shit. Well, you knew that way from the start. A lot of things, but I ain't issue. What you think I got shit for? Why you think ain't much niggas around me? What you think that I'm in it for? Oh.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We just got off the line with Cat Morris and Paul from BAMS Fest. 3 days of culture, 3 days of music, 3 days of entertainment and fun, 3 days of workshops, summits. We're connecting with each other. So many different things. And we'll be outside on Saturday, hanging out all day with the good people over at BAMS Fest, having a good old time. With that
I'm
said,
excited.
Me too.
I didn't have too much of plans. Oh, I got a
You
DJ
sure
this
do got a
weekend.
lot. There's a lot of things going on this weekend, boy. I tell you,
But I'll be out there after I got a DJ. I got a DJ 12 to 5. That's nice.
Oh, that's a good time to come out there.
great
Yeah, that's a good time.
Mm.
Good time. Let's get back into the news, see what's going on nationally. The big story.
This is crazy.
Boy, is it crazy.
Yeah.
The big story is these bunch of billionaires that had way too much money in their lives decided that they wanted to put themselves in a Fisher Price Tonka submarine and submerge itself all the way in the deep blue sea to go find the ship, the big ass ship that literally sunk because it couldn't stay up. So they decided they're gonna put themselves in a baby minivan and a Subaru Outback and then go down 13,000 feet into the ocean. So let's get into the real story. Basically what I said. A 6-month-old CBS report on Ocean Gate's Titanic tourism submarine is going viral on social media after report David Porg raised safety concerns about the now missing vessel. Porg visited Ocean Gate's operation last year and was submerged in the $1 million submarine named Titan, which vanished off the coast of Canada on Sunday. It was carrying a pilot and 4 passengers, including Ocean Gate CEO Stockton Rush. Before boarding the sub, Porg was given a tour of the vessel, during which he commented on its improvised design. This included lighting from Camping World and an unofficial PlayStation controller used to drive the submarine. You should go. I think that the video is there of him taking a tour of said submarine. It seems like this submersible has some elements of MacGyvery Jerry Rigness. You are putting construction pipes as ballast. I'm trying to get. We're gonna get to the video soon. Maybe this is it. This is this guy.
I think
talking
this is
to
just
him.
a guy that wanted to plan the trips.
That wanted to plan. So Pork said he was nervous before boarding. It's right in the story. Is it this one right here? Please watch this CBS story aired a while back. Is this the one from the show?
Oh no, that's not it. I have that one too. Though.
Okay, so Pork said he was nervous before boarding and revealed some of the contents of the waiver form he was required to sign. This described the submarine as an experimental submersible vessel that has not. Okay, here we go.
That has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body.
Start that over
and could
so
result
people
in
can hear
physical injury,
good.
disability, emotional trauma.
So a little summary. These people took a submarine to go visit the Titanic underwater. They were underwater for approximately an hour and 45 minutes before they have lost communication. And these rich people are submerged, some say somewhere down in the deep blue sea with no communication and no way to find them.
Service. An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign?
Oh, take your shoes off. That's customary.
Okay. Wow. Inside, the sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it. It should be like an elevator. It shouldn't take a lot of skill.
The Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet. Sort of. And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Come on!
It seems like...
So an update on these people. They have heard knocking overnight. Within every half hour, every half hour, they've been hearing knocking under the sea. So they are trying to figure out where exactly it's coming from. They think that they have at this point maybe about 30 to 25 hours of oxygen left, and that may be about until Thursday morning. So right now they're trying to get all kind of vessels that are capable of diving deep. Right now, Japan is sending something over there that's going to take quite a while. Yeah, and there's actually some I think there's some help coming from Boston out of here too as well.
They are about 900 miles away from the Cape that they were first reported missing. Look at them scrunch up in there, scrunch up in there.
I didn't realize it was that small.
Would you? They said it's the size of a minivan, and I think a smaller size minivan. And I am just a little bit confused about, again, my question of this morning: what was the purpose? Why was it necessary to put yourself in an experiential submarine and submerge yourself all the way into the depths of the ocean to go look at a ship that has already been buried too far below where you're supposed to be? The crazy thing about this is that it is locked from the outside. So they would need, and there's not enough vessels, or there's not a lot of vessels, like you said, that can go down into those depths of the sea in order to bring them up. The vessel was supposed to be able to sense when it was panicked or when it's have some failure, and I guess drop some pounds off so that it can float back up to the top, but it has yet to float back up to anywhere. My question is, how the hell they hear the knocking, but they don't know where it's coming from? What can it be a knocking from almost anything?
No, they said that they think it's because they're hearing it every half hour. They think that definitely a man-made noise.
Interesting.
See, being heard in a search for missing Titanic tourist submarine with less than 24 hours of oxygen left.
More information was emerging about expert attempts to warn the company that owns the underwater vessel about the perils of its operations. Documents show an OceanGate employee warned there might be catastrophic safety problems posed by the way the experimental vessel was developed, and leaders in the submersible craft industry told the company its approach to the enterprise could have a catastrophic outcome. The 21-foot submersible was carrying 5 people in a dive to a wreckage site off the Titanic when it lost contact with the support ship late Sunday. Among those aboard are a British adventurer, 2 members of a Pakistani business family, a Titanic expert, and a CEO of OceanGate, the company that owns the vessel. David Lynchburg, OceanGate's director of marine operations, wrote an engineering report in 2018 that said the craft under development needed more testing and that passengers might be endangered when it reached extreme depth, according to a lawsuit filed that year in the U.S. OceanGate sued Lodgedridge that year, accusing them of breaching a non-disclosure agreement, and he filed a counterclaim alleging that he was wrongfully fired for raising questions about testing and safety. The case settled on undisclosed terms several months after it was filed. Lodgedridge concerns primarily focused on the company's decision to rely on sensitive acoustic monitoring, cracking, or popping sounds made by the hull under pressure to detect flaws, rather than a scan of the hull. Lodgedridge said the company told him no equipment existed that could perform such a test on the 5-inch thick carbon fiber hull. I don't know what. So they said that they, like Tristan said, they have detected some noise. A Canadian aircraft heard underwater noises in the search area. The noises promptly remotely operated vehicle operations to search for the origins of the noises. These ROV researches have yielded negative results, but continue. Navy experts for further analysis, which will be considered in future search plans. On CBS this morning, early Wednesday, U.S. Court Guard 1st District Commander Rear Adam, blah, 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 said a lot of metal and different objects in the water around the site. He added, we don't know the source of that noise, but we've shared the information with Navy experts to classify it. So they don't even know if it's technically from them. It is coming every half an hour, but they don't know how to find it or where the banging is actually coming from. I don't know. Yeah. How do you feel about this story?
This is a crazy story. At the end of the day, it comes down to greed. James Cameron went down there. He did the Titanic. He also got footage for y'all that y'all didn't have to go down there and go in somebody's 20-foot small submarine. Y'all could have just watched the movie called Titanic, or y'all could have watched all the millions of videos that's on the YouTube, but y'all wanted to spend up all your good money.
All you, and it was chop change for them. It was couch change for them because these are
And
one
they
of
signed
them
their
is
life
one
away.
one of these. Yeah, they signed their lives away, and one of them was one of the richest families in Pakistan, I think it is. And he took his 19-year-old son down there with him on Father's Day so they can go visit the Titanic. The trip was only supposed to be a couple of hours long. And
Let me tell
now
you, I'm
Sunday,
claustrophobic
Monday,
already.
Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days later, they don't know where they are.
Lock me inside of one of them.
I wouldn't have, Tristan, there would have been no chance in the hell that you would have got me to say, I don't care if we was going in the pool. We can go in a 10-foot pool, brother. And I don't care. Don't put me in nothing that I can't get out myself.
Right.
Especially if you go 13 friggin' thousand miles. 13,000 miles under the water, under the sea.
Not 13,000 miles.
Bro, it says right here.
No, it's 2 miles. 2 miles.
No, they're 2,000.
13,000 feet.
30,000 feet.
30,000 feet, but they're 2.5 miles under the water.
Oh, that's stupid.
That's long enough.
That's
a long way
that's
down.
13,000 feet.
Yes.
That is stupid. I don't know. Somebody wrote today, is it bad that you don't feel bad? I only feel bad for the 19-year-old and the family who has probably lost their minds because their family members are under the sea. Yeah. Darling, it's wetter down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
I am praying for them.
But then Little Mermaid just came out. They wanted to be underwater so bad. Why they didn't go to see Little Mermaid? I don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. Yeah. It's not funny, Tristan.
That is terrible.
The people is underwater. It's underwater. I don't know why. Why was it necessary? And it's controlled by a remote, PlayStation remote controller, and not even the expensive kind. It's the one on sale.
That's a killer for me, boy. What?
How you go from being a millionaire, having whatever you want, having all the freedom of life, you could do whatever you want, to say, you know what? I'm so rich, I'm gonna put myself in a little ass tube and I'm gonna chuck myself into the bottom of the ocean because I'm bored. Couldn't be me. And that's why I'm poor, because I don't think that if I was rich, maybe I would make weird decisions as well. But somebody who doesn't seem to be phased that much. So Titanic sub is missing. So the billionaire passenger's stepson defends attending Blink 182 concert during the search. So the billionaire stepson, he said, the stepson of a British billionaire, Hamish Harding, believes Blink 182 will get him through his life's toughest times. Brian Cesaz spoke out on social media to defend his decision to attend a Blink 182 concert amid a high-stakes rescue mission involving his stepfather, as well as 4 other passengers. Yes, I went to the Blink 182 last night, he says, an audio engineer based in San Diego. He says, what am I supposed to do? Sit at home and watch the news? Not sorry. This band has helped me through hard times since 1998. Oh. The 30 Bro took a picture at the 182 concert because he was like, it ain't me. That ain't my life. I already got my tickets. What I'm supposed to do? Not go because y'all are underwater? Not like I can help you. That's crazy. So if he don't feel bad, I shouldn't have to feel bad either, because I don't understand.
We can't make this ish up. Well, I tell you, it says it might be distasteful being here, but my family would want me to be at the Blink 182 show, as it's my favorite band and music helps me in my difficult times.
He says,
Blackheart playing.
He said, my stepdad, Hamish, is on this submarine lost at sea. I'm devastated, but coming to San Diego show tonight so you guys can give me hope and cheer me up. Bro gives 0 Fs. Can I just say, I want you, if I don't give a F, had a picture next to to them, it would be this brother right here, because he says, listen, I got tickets. I gotta go. I can't waste it. I can't waste it. My daddy's lost on the sea, but that's not my business, because he should have took me. And I wouldn't have went to Blink 182. And shout outs to Blink 182 for whatever. Another big part of this is that they said that Elon Musk company, Elon Musk, what's it? Musk? Musk. Elon Musty. His company was in charge of the communication because of SpaceX communication, and they said that is what has given out and lost the people because they lost communication after an hour and a half of being under sea. So I don't know why y'all still trusting Elon Musk to make your machinery if he can't even find the people that he was in charge of to keep communication open. And that is in rich white people news.
Well, under the DD said under the sea.
$1 in a sweater. Down it's hotter. Down where it's wetter. Take it from me. And it's not hot. They said it's cold down there. Some people's probably freezing to death. Probably done over took off their clothes and all huddled into 5. Just butt to nut. All next to each other, naked, to try to get some little body heat. I don't understand. Y'all is doing the most. I hope they do find them and that they are safe and that they will be philanthropists and give money away to research in biology, medicine, and all kind of things, and climate change. Anywho, dangerous high temperatures hit the South as thousands remain without power. That's gotta suck to be in hot ass heat with no power to help you. Oh frig! I think I got a dab on virus.
There goes the audio from that.
Go for it, brother.
Wave is breaking records across the region. CBS's Omar Villafranca reports on the turbulent weather that has fueled several tornadoes and caused widespread damage.
Tonight, southern Mississippi residents are recovering after a tornado shredded homes and ripped roofs off buildings in Moss Point. At least 100 structures were damaged, but no deaths were reported.
This is unbelievable to see this happen to somewhere where you live.
With temperatures in the mid-90s, bags of ice were a hot commodity in the Tulsa area. Power is still out for more than 120,000 customers after weekend storms tore down trees and power lines. Drivers waited for gasoline to power generators and to keep cool in their car.
I just was praying I wasn't going to run out of gas.
Storms also knocked out power in East Texas, leaving more than 40,000 in the dark.
This has hit us pretty hard for us to be such a small town. I mean, it's made me cry quite a bit.
Without electricity, residents of Marshall, Texas, 150 miles east of Dallas, gathered at this church to cool off.
Yeah, you feel the cold air? This is a godsend.
A line worker helping to restore power in East Texas died on Monday. State officials believe it is heat-related. The agency that maintains Texas' power grid is actually asking consumers to conserve electricity until later on this evening. Jerika?
Omar Villafranca for us in Dallas tonight. Thank you.
That's crazy. Texas to wicked. That's why they in hell. That's not sorry. But until y'all vote them racists out of office, all of these bad things gonna keep happening in Texas, and that ain't right because a lot of these Texas people don't even have a choice but to be ran by these old
We don't
psychopaths.
have Trump in the news.
Trump, what he did?
Trump is over there. Boy, I tell you, Trump is a trip. Trump was over there confessing yesterday.
Was he?
Yo, the stuff that he was saying, they still. What an idiot. Yo, what an idiot Trump is. I'm gonna find the story.
Okay, in the meantime, we'll talk about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is launching an investigation into working conditions at Amazon. Check them out. Check them out. They're too big. You got too much money to be doing things right. Bernie Sanders has launched an investigation into Amazon that will focus on working conditions inside the warehouses of the online marketplace, which is also the nation's second largest employer. In a letter to Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, the 81-year-old U.S. Senator from Vermont and chair of the influential Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pension, demanded information about systematically underreporting injury rates, turnover, productivity targets, and adherence to federal and state safety guidelines at the e-commerce giant. Sanders' letter, which was obtained by the Washington Post, described conditions at Amazon's warehouse as uniquely dangerous and pointed to a report that found that the company's serious injury rate in 2021 was double the warehouse industry average in 2021. Crazy. Sanders' letter, which was obtained by the Washington Post, described conditions at Amazon's warehouse as uniquely dangerous. Oh, yes. So they got to look into that. We've been hearing stories about Amazon for a long time. I think just last year, Amazon first passed its first union warehouse people who will be unionized, because with a company that big, I believe that you should have a union attached to it for disastrous situations. An Idaho man is accused of killing 4, lost it after neighbor allegedly. What did the neighbor do to make you kill all the people? 5 days before officials say an Idaho man fatally shot 4 neighbors, one of them allegedly exposed himself to the suspect's wife and daughter, according to the law enforcement documents. Details of the alleged incident were included in an affidavit in support of the arrest of Major John Kaylor, 31, on 4 counts of murder in the weekend killing. He killed a 65-year-old, a 41-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 16-year-old. According to the affidavit, authorities responded to and investigated a June 13 call about the alleged obscene behavior in Kellogg, roughly 37 miles east of this other place. The affidavit doesn't say whether the neighbor whose family lived on the first floor of a 2-unit building faced criminal charges over the alleged conduct. What happened? On Sunday evening, Kaylor and his wife got into an argument with the neighbor's mother over alleged indecent exposure incident and the possibility that he would face no consequences. She told authorities that she was standing near her husband when she heard gunfire and saw Kenneth and Kenna, both of whom were unarmed, fall to the ground, according to the affidavit. Kelly said that then heard more gunfire from within the home. So who killed who? The neighbors got into a kerfuffle, and who killed who? The people inside one house killed everybody? I don't understand what happened.
Remember, he killed everyone.
This is not the Honduran people, is it?
No, this is the guy that was... This isn't the guy that killed everybody and the one girl was left in the room?
No. That was they killed a whole bunch of Honduran people.
Oh.
And I don't think this is them.
20-minute hearing housed the family of the suspect. Kaylor sitting there with his head down as the judge read the 4 victim names.
Kenna L. Gardapi, Kenneth R. Gardapi, A.S. Devin R. Smith.
A status conference was set for July 3rd at 8:30, followed by a preliminary hearing at 1:30.
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. But let's just move on. We're going to do headlines for the entertainment in 1 minute.
So I have...
oh, yes. Good old Trumpalito. What's Trump got going on?
Here. So yesterday, Trump had a Fox News interview.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like he put himself in a deeper hole than what he already was in.
And you know what, Tristan? I don't think he cares.
Yeah, no. Well, let's
an order barring Donald Trump and his co-defendant Walt Nauta from revealing any materials handed over to their legal teams by prosecutors. This is in the classified document case. In an interview that from last night, the former president offered a new reason for not giving the boxes to investigators.
That's a lot of boxes of paper.
Before I send boxes over, I have to take all of my things out. These boxes were interspersed with all sorts of things, golf shirts, clothing, pants, shoes. There were many things. I would say much more, not that I know of, but everything was declassified.
Well, Bobby and Victor, I don't know if you ask any defense lawyer on the planet if it's wise for their client to talk about the facts of a case after they've been charged and are heading to trial wanting to fight it. Most will say that that is not something that you should do. Defendants are even warned not that they could be anything they say could be held against them in the court of law once they're arrested. And Donald Trump is out there now on Fox News in this interview, essentially responding to many of the things that are alleged in this indictment. Specifically, Bret Baier asks him about the subpoena he received, the subpoena where a grand jury demanded that he return any classified documents or documents with classified markings in his possession to the federal government. And here was what his response was there.
Let's hear it.
But why not just hand them over then?
Because I had boxes. I want to go through the boxes and get all my personal things out. I don't want to hand that over to Nara yet. And I was very busy, as you've sort of seen.
So Trump does appear there to be acknowledging the delay. And the next thing he says that he did want to pull out his personal things before giving boxes back, things like golf shirts, other clothing. There is also another portion of this interview where he is asked about the Bedminster 2021 episode where he's caught on an audio recording talking about and referring to a top secret or secret document in his hand, waving documents around. Here's what he said about that as well.
There was no document. That was a massive amount of papers and everything else talking about Iran and other things. And it may have been held up or may not, but that was not a document. I didn't have a document per se. There was nothing to declassify. These were newspaper stories, magazine stories, and articles.
Yo, this dude, he just can't stop.
So Trump is clearly...
It's crazy to me how the man literally, again, besides the young stepson of the submarine people, Trump is the other person who gives zero. He gives 0 Fs. There's not an F that he gives. He's like, yes, I had the documents. I had them strewn around with my drawers and my toothbrush and all kind of stuff. They weren't classified. I had many, many boxes, but I also had put in my own birth certificate and things and such inside of them. So I wanted to get those out before I took the classified documents from America. I wanted to make sure I got my personal things out of there first.
Yes.
Who says that? Who behaves like that?
Mr. Trump.
Mr. Trump. I mean, that's all the entertainment news we have today because Trump is the entertainer of the world. He should be awarded for doing great. And Jonathan Majors, he do look homeless. He do. Somebody say he dressed like a crop shearer. But yes, him and Megan Good are together and they are in love, and she is supporting him throughout this case because she is a supportive feminine wife. With that said, we're gonna rise up out of here because y'all are wild, and that's terrible. There's a lot going on in this world, a lot of foolishness. Y'all got to do better out here, America. Oh, DJ Live is up next for our midday mix. Make sure you keep it locked. Just put her on, and you guys can listen to all that she has going on later. With that said, people, we're going to slide on over to the side. Thank you for tuning in to Saucy and Friends in the Morning. Rockstone Triz, Miss Hot Sauce, and Tony will be back tomorrow. Have a good day, folks. Stay blessed. Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. The only thing that does matter is great music, and you will find it here.
The all-new Spark FM.